Dharma is universal. It is universal because by common sense, everybody picks up the matrix of values which form the basis for exercising the human choice, needs to be universal. If it is not given to a human being, this matrix of values, then it would be a great defect in this manifestation, creation of Ishvara, in the Srishti of Ishvara. It would be a lacuna, a defect. Why? Because a human being is given a free will, but at the same time is not given a basis to control that freedom. Where there is freedom, there is abuse possibility. And abuse should become visible, not by being pointed out by anybody. From within, this is what you say conscience. From within, one has to know this is wrong. That is a brake system. Every human being is like a Ferrari, a sports car, tremendous power. It has a free wheel with a brake system. And if this free wheel and the free wheel is given and so much power is given, accelerating pedal is given, gear system is not given, and a brake system, of course, much less given, is not given, then it is a manufacturing defect. The Ferrari manufacturers have to get the car back. So similarly, the human being has a free will. The brake system is common sense born matrix of values. These are the things to be done. These are the things that are not to be done by others to me. And my knowledge is others expect the same thing from me. Knowledge is complete. What I expect of others or expected of me by others is clearly known to everyone. That is why it is universal. This is not to be given by any one person to be told by any person. Otherwise it won't be universal. This knowledge is there in a human being because the fact is there. There is no knowledge without an object. To know is transitive. It has an object. I know means, what do I know? There is an object of knowledge. The object must be there already. And do you know what? Ishvara's manifestation is the object of our knowledge. The faculty is given to know, and there is an object also given. Like gravitation is a force nobody has seen, but nobody can miss its presence. Every monkey knows, every bird knows. Nobody can miss the presence of gravitation. We sense it. Because it is there, we sense it. The force of gravitation is a manifestation of Ishvara. Because we sense it. It is there as an object of knowledge. We sense Dharma. It is a manifestation of Ishvara. It is there. It is necessary for human beings, and therefore in our minds it is there. It is something that is there in the head of every self-conscious person who has got the freedom to choose. And that is how it has to exist. So Ishvara is manifest in your head, in my head, as Dharma. Very critical manifestation, because my self-esteem depends upon my capacity to conform to myself. The Ishvara manifests in the form of my own sense of Dharma, which is common to all. I cannot go against this and still feel not guilty, not regretful. I need to conform to this. Of course, the pressure is there, born of desires, the pressure to fulfill. So that pressure makes the person go against this Dharma, which is Ishvara. When I go against Dharma, to rob somebody, to hurt somebody, to cheat somebody, so that I can fulfill my desires, in our culture, that person is still not grown up. We won't say that person is bad. We will say that person is still in the process of growing. I may be told that person is 83. Do you say that he is still in the process of growing? What else I can say? Still in the process of growing. That is why one should not wait for retirement to grow into this person, because the sense of success you have is going to give you the self-esteem that you want. Understand? That self-esteem and the sense of success are two sides of the same coin. And the sense of success and my conformity to Dharma are again two sides of the same coin. To the extent I conform to Dharma, to that extent I am successful. I should not be told by anybody, he doesn't follow, he is a non-Indian, you can destroy him. I should not be told by anybody, nor I should listen to that person if anybody tells. It is wrong. Hurting is wrong. Hurting another person is wrong. You can hurt differently. You can hurt physically. You can hurt the person culturally. You can hurt the person emotionally. You can hurt the person even spiritually. If you trample upon his beliefs, her beliefs, if you trample upon the person's own image, self-image, self-esteem, which belongs to his family, his tradition, if you trample upon that, it is a great hurt. It is himsa. And therefore, no double standards are helpful to anybody. There is one universal standard which is Ishvara's manifestation. And my conformity to Dharma is what is called a sense of success. That is the reason why whenever you do what is to be done, you feel good. Whenever you do what is not to be done, you feel guilty unless you are indoctrinated to be told that it is right, you have done the right thing, for which you need to be indoctrinated. You need to be conditioned. You need to be made into a missile. You should be canonized to become a cannonball for others. If you are left to be simple human, you can never feel at home having done something which is against whatever you consider others should not do to you. That is what we say, going against Dharma is rubbing Ishvara. Rubbing Ishvara. The truth of rubbing is you can't rub against anybody without getting rubbed in the process. That is the truth of rubbing. All that you need to do is you have to rub against a tree without a t-shirt on. Rub against a tree. an old tree, a tamarind tree better. You rub against this tree 10 times, if you are capable of doing that. 10 times. Look at the tree. Tree doesn't seem to have suffered anything. But for 9 days, you can't wear your t-shirt. Why? You rubbed against the tree. It's all your free will, your privilege. True. When you rub against the tree, Ishvara is. This is how Ishvara works. When you rub against the tree, the law is you are rubbed. Action and reaction are equal. If you rub well, you get rubbed well. That is the law. You will never get away from this law. So when you rub against Dharma, you are rubbed in the process. And if you think that you got away with it because of your muscle power, you will pay for it later. You can see now how the law of Dharma converts itself into law of karma. Law of karma is the other side of the coin of law of Dharma. If you think because of your muscle power you can get away with it, and that is because of some kind of situation you have, because of some previous good karma, it will catch you up in this life or in the hereafter, as our culture has it. But what is important for us here? Going against Dharma is not going to build up my self-esteem, is not going to give me a sense of success. So our definition of success now, you can understand, is not in terms of how many desires I fulfilled, how I manage my desires, correct? Every privilege is to be managed. Privilege not managed, privilege lost. Freedom not properly so exercised is freedom lost also. One has to be careful in exercising the freedom. One has to make sure one doesn't abuse the freedom. And one must not disuse the freedom either. One must act. One cannot be afraid of outcome. That makes you more dynamic also. A person becomes dynamic if the person is not afraid of failure, because there is no failure. There is no such thing as failure. There are actions and results. Actions I plan and do. According to my plan I do. My plan may be wrong. And on the way of doing there are many hidden variables. And therefore, whatever outcome is there, I have an attitude which absorbs the shock. Therefore, I am not judging myself a failure. Then with reference to my actions also, I make sure that I don't go against Dharma. I conform to Dharma. Therefore, there is no guilt. Understand now? The sense of success is inevitable. Therefore, the whole growth lies in the whole growth lies in my understanding, and then understanding born attitude. And again, my growth lies in my capacity to first deliberately conform to Dharma. Still not enough, because deliberate conformity implies conflict initial. What is to be done, I don't feel like doing. There is a conflict. But then, with some help, we will talk about the help later. With some help, I am able to conform to Dharma. Don't yield to the pressure of Ragadvesha. I am successful to some extent. But I am in the process of achieving success. And that success is, there is no initial conflict also. A time comes when what is to be done is exactly what I like to do. What is not to be done is exactly what I don't care to do. There is nobody who is more successful. This is spiritual India. This is our culture. This is what we should export. This is what we should build up to export. This is the real exportable goods, exportable item. In fact, the humanity needs this export. Understand? Need this export. But first we should build up. It's already there. It is in our culture. You rub the skin and you will find there is chandan. The smell of chandan you will get. On the top of it there can be many things. You need to rub a little bit. There is chandan. That's our culture. Fragrant will be fresh. We'll see more of it next time. Thank you.